Top Democrats say the wall is not the answer to border security and urge the president to end the partial government shutdown. KTLA's John Fenolio here now to break it all down. John?
Well, Sharon Glenn, the fact checkers are already having a field day over much of the president's speech tonight. Mr. Trump delivering familiar warnings about what he insists is a border crisis, but few details on how to fix it. Democrats are also digging in, refusing to fund the wall, but offering at least one solution to reopen the government.
My fellow Americans.
President Trump using his first Oval Office address to discuss what he says is a crisis at the border.
This is a humanitarian crisis, a crisis of the heart and a crisis of the soul.
But critics claim the Trump administration is facing a crisis of credibility for repeatedly making misleading statements about the border situation. Recent studies from Pew Research as well as U.S. Border Patrol data show the number of undocumented immigrants entering the U.S. illegally has been declining since early 2000.
The federal government remains shut down for one reason and one reason only, because Democrats will not fund border security.
Democrats disagree. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer rebutting the president's claims.
The fact is, on the very first day of this Congress, House Democrats passed Senate Republican legislation to reopen government and fund smart, effective border security solutions. But the president is rejecting these bipartisan bills which would reopen government.
The Dems refusing to budge on Trump's demand for nearly $6 billion to build a border wall.
This barrier is absolutely critical to border security.
Just last month, the president said without a wall, he would take responsibility for closing the government.
I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it.
As the stalemate drags on, some 800,000 federal workers remain furloughed or are working without pay, including, ironically, U.S. Border Patrol agents. Elsewhere, some of the hardest hit states include Alaska, Montana, and West Virginia.
How do we untangle this mess? Well, there's an obvious solution. Separate the shutdown from arguments over border security.
The ploy of the Democrats to open the rest of the government without funding the border wall means that Trump loses. And Trump knows that, and he can't take the Democrats up on that offer. It's a great political strategy by Nancy Pelosi and by Chuck Schumer, but it means that Donald Trump loses this battle, which is a big loss in political capital.
The president said on Monday that he may declare a national emergency to bypass Congress to secure funding and build the wall. That did not happen tonight, but it could in the future. Mr. Trump plans to meet with Democrats and Republicans tomorrow to see if they can hammer out a deal to end the shutdown. I'll send it back to you.
All right, John, thank you. And day 8.